twitter.com/achieveradio.
Hi, this is Anne-Marie, and thank you so much for sticking in with me. Hopefully, we will be able to edit this show and be able to get right to the nitty-gritty of what's going on. Today, we are discussing, of course, readings for you. Hey, Joseph. Joseph, I had you there for a second. There you are. There you are. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well, I'm not good. My computer, internet went out, so somehow I ended up completely going fresh and deleting all of my Skype and everything. So now it says everything is metered. So I can't get word process. I can't get all of the things that like Skype. So I have to figure out how to get a professional to help out on that.
Okay, great.
So,
so are we visible? I can't really see anything.
Yes, we are. You are. I can see you perfectly, and you're wearing a blue shirt.
Oh, okay, great.
And your green plant is behind you.
Terrific, great.
Yes. And I had flowers here, but evidently I'm going to have to hold them.
Oh, there we are. There we are. All right.
Today's show was about reading with the purity of flowers. Sometimes when we have certain kinds of flowers in our room, it seems to give us not only a little bit of class, it makes people trust you more when you are a professional reader, but it also, I think, blends the spiritual value of the flower. And I sent you a list of those flower meanings. Did you look at that?
Yes, I did. I have them right here, actually.
Now, what is your favorite flower?
Well, I like lilacs.
I know you do. You love lilacs.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones that I love the aroma, and it doesn't bother my allergies. I'm looking to see if they have a meaning. So, okay, here we are. Lilac symbolizes youthful innocence and confidence. White lilac symbolizes humility and innocence. Field lilac symbolizes charity, while purple lilac symbolizes first love. Well, I do like the purple the best, and I like the ones that they call the old fashions, the original ones. They have the most pleasant aroma and also the strongest aroma, and I love it. Actually, we have several of them on the property, and it's wonderful. And now there's a few varieties. You can get a few varieties. Well, no, actually, they are, yes, they are, but however, you can get a few varieties that do bloom later, so you can have them later, and you just intersperse them. There's a few hybrids that bloom, like, say, a little bit later, so you go, oh, look, we still have lilacs. Isn't that nice? So what is your favorite? Oh, iris is also very pretty, and that symbolizes eloquence. Purple iris is symbolic of wisdom and compliments. Blue iris symbolizes faith and hope. Yellow iris symbolizes passion, while white iris symbolizes purity. So what's one of your favorites?
Well, I kind of like when I'm reading at a gathering, like a Victorian gift shop or something like that. I love lilies. And
okay, let's see if there's a lily.
They use it in churches a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They also use it in funerals a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
I believe that lilies have a very beautiful fragrance, and they also are so pure and classy looking.
Okay, well, it says here, lily symbolizes purity and refined beauty. White lily symbolizes modesty and virginity. Orange lily symbolizes passion. Yellow symbolizes gaiety, while lily of the valley, oh, I like those. They symbolize sweetness and purity of heart. The Easter lily is the symbol of the Virgin Mary.
Oh, there you go.
Now, I love lilies of the valley. Yeah,
trust a reader with a lily, huh?
yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of
So
angelic.
they have many, okay, like say, what's another? Let's pick something that's very common.
Let me
How
see.
about the daisies? Daisies symbolize innocence, innocence and purity. It conveys loyal love, and I will never tell.
Oh, well, that's a good one to have.
Gerbera or Gerbera daisy conveys cheerfulness. Daffodils symbolize regard and chivalry. It is also rebirth, new beginnings, eternal life. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, so, that's daisies.
No, daffodils. Daffodils also symbolize unrequited love. A single daffodil foretells of misfortune, while a bunch of daffodils indicate joy and happiness. Well, okay, now carnations. Carnations are popular.
How about orchids?
Oh, orchids, yeah.
A lot of people really get into orchids. And they're a really classy flower.
Oh, gee, let's see, where? Oh, here we go, orchid. Of course. Orchid is a symbol of the exotic beauty. It symbolizes refinement, thoughtfulness, and mature charm. It also symbolizes proud and glorious femininity.
That's pretty cool. I've noticed that there are a lot of very classy people that do almost have orchid rooms and orchids, orchid fanatics are a certain breed of people, I think. They definitely get into the beauty and the exoticness of their orchids.
The plant requires some care, a little more care than what you usually have to. It's a little too much for me, I know.
Yeah.
Now here we go, rose, and of course rose symbolizes love. It symbolizes love in its various forms. And of course the symbolism varies based on color, variety, and number. But basically it's all different kinds of love. So that's interesting.
Yeah, like if you have a friend, you don't want to send a red rose, you want to send a white rose because it's a symbol of friendship and peace.
Yeah.
Whereas red would be more passionate and I think you could send your mother a red rose,
Well, sometimes if nobody knows what it means anyway, they're just happy to get flowers.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, red rose is an unmistakable expression of love, and it conveys deep emotions, be it love, longing, or desire. Red roses can also be used to convey respect, admiration, or devotion. A deep red rose can be used to convey heartfelt regret and sorrow. The number of red roses has special romantic meaning associated with them. 12 is the most popular of all, which conveys be mine and I love you. Now, white rose, purity, chastity, and innocence. New beginnings, they're good for first-time brides walking down the aisle. They say white flowers can be used to convey sympathy or humility. They also mean spirituality. Hence, white roses will follow suit. Okay, yellow roses, exuberance. Feelings of joy, warmth, welcome, they are symbols of friendship and caring. So if you want to give a friend a rose, give them a yellow rose. You know, the yellow rose, it says, like the other roses, does not carry an undertone of romance. It indicates purely platonic emotions.
Oh, a yellow rose, huh?
Yes, yellow roses. Now, pink roses, gentle emotions, admiration, joy, and gratitude. Light pink blooms mean sweetness and innocence. Deep pink blues convey deep gratitude and appreciation. So it's elegance and grace. Orange roses remind us of the sun. So they signify passion and energy. They could be used to express intense desire, pride, and fervor. They also convey a sense of fascination. These flowers rival only the red roses as messengers of passion and romance. Well, I didn't know that. Orange roses, huh? Well, now lavender roses, oh my, love at first sight. Darker shades of lavender roses convey a sense of regal majesty and splendor. They are used to express fascination and adoration. Now, blue roses, very elusive like the black rose, and it's not a natural thing. But blue roses, they say, therefore embody the desire for the unattainable. They say, I can't have you, but I can't stop thinking about you. So that's who you give the blue roses to.
So I think that those are some of the things that I know that when I first began to read at gift shops, and some of the classy ladies would say, they would put me at a table and they would always have bouquets of beautiful flowers. And it developed a sense of trust from the clients who somehow saw flowers as somebody that definitely was not a witch and somebody that definitely could be trusted. So, it was just something that I have cultivated during readings at fairs and things like that, to always have flowers to not only give trust, but to give you a nice, classy look. Even if you're in a Renaissance fair, it gives the tent a nice, classy look. There's also, I wanted to go into how to use a pendulum. We were laughing because you and I had found my pendulum that I used for Reiki.
Did?
For Reiki.
Okay, good.
And no, I didn't find it. I found it on the laundry table of all places. It just, boom, all of a sudden was there. I got excited. I brought it upstairs, put it in my tarot pouch, and don't you know, it's gone. So we were talking about how things like that seem to, in some weird way, just disappear without any explanation. And I have found that oftentimes I would have to wear my pendulum, if it was a nice pendulum, because then I knew that it was on me, and if it was going to disappear, so was I. So anyway, do you have the one on how to use a pendulum?
Well, I did find my crystal. And that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing.
Okay, it is not.
Actually, I didn't know anything about the pendulums. I want to add something to the botanical part before we leave that. Actually, there are certain plants you can have in your room, in your bedroom, that help you to sleep better. They give off some kind of calming effect. Now, there's 3 of them, and I forgot what they were, but I do remember one, and we're trying it on, a friend of mine is trying it. It's an experiment. And just doing this now because he has trouble sleeping often for health reasons. So one of these plants is the aloe vera, and we have plenty of those around here. So I moved one of the aloe vera plants into his room, and we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know about that. But it's something to think about. Now you could look. You could find out these plants very easy on the internet. You just look for them, and you'll see that there's at least 3 of them that supposedly are supposed to help a person sleep better if you have these in your room. So I thought that was interesting.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to pull up that thing about the
I have it right here,
pendulums.
Joseph.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's great.
Right here. I have it right here.
Terrific.
What comes up? Basically, pendulums are. I've never ever had any kind of negative experience with a pendulum. It's always been something that the first time I ever heard somebody say something negative about pendulums was when I was watching Ghost Adventures. And Zach on Ghost Adventures was talking about how sometimes they are like, what is that middle piece of a Ouija board?
Oh, planchette?
A planchette, yeah.
Is that what that is? Is that what that's called?
Yeah. He compared it to that and said that since your body is connected to the chain that is connected to the crystal, he was trying to say that in some way that he had heard that there were people that drew in energy they did not want. However, I have always had pendulums for Reiki and I'll tell you a story about an 80-year-old woman that I read with a pendulum. She came to one of our sisterhood gatherings, and she showed up, and at that day I was trying to show everybody that if they held the pendulum by their chakras, they could tell which chakra was blocked, because if the chakra was very fluid and very open, it would spin circles. And if it was blocked, the pendulum would just go boom. Well, here is this spindly little 80-year-old lady, and she's sitting in this chair, and she says, I would like that. And I said, okay. And I started with her root chakra, which represents sexuality and all of the base root system, root energies. And that thing was just going like crazy in big wide circles. And she says, well, look at that, I still got it. It was so cute. But I have used it in my energy work after a Reiki session, and I would hold the pendulum above the chakras to see if the Reiki session had helped the clearing of energy and was fluid in the body. I noticed on the YouTube that I sent you, a woman said that she used it for finding lost items, that when she got close to a item that she lost, the pendulum would turn kind of like finding water. It would spin circles really wide. But when she was far...
What is that called? That rod that they use for finding water? Those sticks that they hold, that Y shape.
Divinity rod or I forget. But anyway, so she would say that one day she lost her car keys and she had to be at an event. And that when she used her pendulum, every time she got close to the window, it would start to make great big circles. And she would get more and more frustrated and say, what, you think I can jump out the window to find it in the grass? And she kept getting madder and madder at this pendulum because it would go absolutely still or go counterclockwise whenever she got away from the window. Finally, she just had it. And she was going to go to the event and walk. And she was reaching up to close her window, and sure enough, there were her keys between the screen and the storm window. So she had been directed exactly in that situation to those keys by the pendulum, but she was yelling at it instead of faking it for helping her find it. So she said, one thing you always want to do when you have a pendulum is you want to sage it, you want to bless it, you want to surround it with angels and light. And then when you use it for your questions, like, whether you want to answer a question, you ask the pendulum, show me what you will do when the answer is yes.
Hmm.
And it will show you what direction it will go. Now, a lot of people will hold it by a chain. And one of the things she said is that you have to be skeptical, because some people communicate with that chain and the twitches will actually make it go and
Yeah.
read the answer that they want. But she
Mm-hmm.
says that's why you have to be absolutely clear your mind and make
Right.
sure that you are holding it still, because there are a certain amount of people that will cheat, or maybe don't
Well,
even know they're cheating.
yeah, there is always that risk of unconsciously cheating. I mean, you don't intend on cheating, but what's happening is that you're controlling it if you're thinking about it while you're doing it, and if you have a desire for it to be a certain way, even if you're not trying to do this, you could unconsciously be moving those muscles to do this. So that's why you need to clear your mind before you can't be thinking about it at all. Don't even
Yes.
think about it.
And
Don't think about anything.
right. In the same way that we read tarot cards.
Yeah.
Tarot
Yeah.
cards can often be
The
the
best
same
readings
way.
are the ones that you don't think about. If I think about it, then I'm gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
Clearing your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
And remembering that in any tool that you use, it is important to realize that you can use it in a negative way or you can use it in a pure way. You can read with goodness and light and the best intentions of your heart, or there are people that will always try to add the components of the other side, negativity.
Well, it's interesting to do a reading for someone when they haven't asked a specific question.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting just to do the reading without just only knowing their name or whatever name they're using and just trying to go with that energy and just say, what do the cards have to say to you?
Right.
And just toss it, and you get this, and that's what we do. That's what I do. Is that my question is thrown for the random, and cards come back at random, and then I have to try to figure out how they apply to that question. But it would be interesting to see just what I would get without having any questions put forth. And at least not voiced. At least not voiced to me. Just if they have a question, then they should just think about it.
Right.
And not say anything. That would be.
Anyway, I do want to
that could be really fascinating. Yeah, it could be fascinating.
I do want to tell people that they can order a beautiful, you can choose what kind of stone you want on the end of the chain at Etsy. Etsy has beautiful pendulums. And I really enjoy them. I think for me they are a fun and unique tool. And if you're willing to clear it and bless it and read in the light, just as with cards, reading in the light, you can have wonderful results. So
it's interesting that this crystal right now, it actually feels. And I'm not aiming this right into the camera. This is not a mirror. That's the problem. Hold on. There we go. Up too close.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Now this one here, it actually feels rather warm right now, and it's kind of interesting. I used to carry this with me. I still do sometimes when I think of it, and other times I just forget about it. And this is one of those items that keep vanishing and then reappearing. You know, even though, yeah, it's like I don't see it for a long time, and then all of a sudden there it is.
It's
You know,
there.
right out. Yeah, all of a sudden there it is on top of the dresser, and actually, when I'm looking for it, I can't find it.
Yeah, it's when you're not looking, just like anything
Yeah.
else, right?
Now, I have a crystal ball, too, that I bought many years ago, like about maybe a good 30 or so years ago. And it wasn't a cheapie. It was at the time, it was about $20, and it was a small, about like that, you know, and it was small, and it was a solid crystal. You know, it was really beautiful, and it wasn't a cheapie. But of course, a larger one would have been way expensive. You know, it would have been just outrageous. And I wanted a small one, and it was actually, you know, maybe even a bit smaller, and it had a stand. And I don't really use a crystal ball, but I wanted one at the time. You know, I just wanted to have these artifacts, and I wanted to have the real things. You know,
Yeah.
just in case, you know, they would work for me if that would be the way I'd go. And
I consider a crystal ball like a 3D
yeah,
poster. You almost
yeah,
have to train your eye on a 3D poster of dots, how to
yeah,
focus into it so that you can see an
yeah.
image. And I think
It
the same
wasn't,
thing goes.
yeah, it wasn't my thing, but I liked having it around. You know, it was nice. It was a nice thing. And I swear, I have no idea what happened to it. It's just gone. And I'm hoping that it will reappear again. You're just like, oh, you know, I didn't know it was here.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
because I
revisiting.
would hate to lose it because it would be an awful waste because it was a lovely item. And it's one
They're
of
not
these
cheap.
things that,
They're
yeah,
not cheap.
they're not cheap. And I hate it when that happens. And I have no idea how it happens or why it happens. Well, just like with the crystal, you know, it's one of these things you don't want to lose it. You know, you really don't. Luckily, these things do kind of reappear, though, so that is nice. I mean, it would have to be here on the property, really.
We have a few people that want some readings. We have Anita, we have Chris, we have Russell, and we have Melissa on.
Oh,
So why don't we, the first person to show up, I think, was Russell. Let's start with Russell. And maybe you can, it says, hi all, leaving current department 9:30 for a job that pays 10% less.
oh,
Um, Maybe a promotion in a new department. Will things go well, or will I end up with something better soon?
hmm. Well, let's see. For the current time, I drew, for the present day, I drew the Five of Swords, and it's upside down. And I would say you're not, you're not, you're not thrilled with this. And it does show that it's not your fault. It's just a place. It's not great. This is not a good match. And I do see that this is not the place that you should be bending over backwards for. Don't get yourself in that with this place. It's not that important. What I am seeing in the near future is I got the card Temperance for you, and actually I do see that it is you're going to this is going to be another change. You're going to find another place. So keep the resumes out there and keep looking. I do see that you're going to change and adapt, and I do see that you're going to be working for somebody who appreciates and has good manager skills. The people you're with now, they're not evil or anything. They're just not great at it. This is just not cool, and they don't know what they're doing. And actually, I do see you moving on. And that is the, let's see here. 7. No, I would say, yeah, 7. I would say within about 7 weeks to 7 months, I see you. Probably, hopefully, 7 weeks. Yeah, keep looking. and don't stop and don't settle on this place. And like I said, don't put too much into it, and don't run yourself ragged for them. Just just use it for what it is. Do what you're supposed to do, and hold up to your end of the bargain, and make sure that they do until you find something better. Because something better is coming. I do see you going to a different, better place that you'll be happier with. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But don't quit yet. Don't quit until you get the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, Russ, that use your gut on this one. I'm shown that intuitively, it's hard to do this when you've got a split camera.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So it's not just me.
Yeah, intuitively it is. I think you sense that something better is coming. And this job, it may not be great, but it is also helping you to stay grounded. Grounded meaning centering yourself, trying not to get emotionally upset. Better is coming. I'm also shown that I've got the opposite of magnetic, which means it's upside down, which means that it's just not thrilling you at all. But it says, use your intuition and know that this job is not going to be around long. And in the process, don't do something, and I've got, again, gut instincts, but it's upside down. Whatever you do, don't quit this job because you're feeling that it's not working for you. Believe me, I believe within 2 months, you're going to find that a job is receptively coming to you. So open your heart and your mind and receiving that, you will find it is in your life. I'm going to say, especially by Christmas, you'll have another job. That's what I see. All right. Yeah. Let's go to Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Hello, Anita. How are you today?
I'm going to get sort of tired today, too. Thank you. You were wonderful. I love you, sweetheart.
Love you too, Mom.
Okay, darling.
That's cool.
Having a hard time hearing you, Anita.
Yeah, me too.
Just coming us and giving us every time.
Anita, I can't hear you.
Yeah. It's a little garbled.
Are you talking in a speakerphone? Anita?
Well, we could give Anita a reading anyway.
I would if I could hear her. I don't hear anything now.
If she can hear us.
She hung up. Let's do a short one for Anita anyway.
Yes.
Like you said, without a question.
Something odd happened here. 2 cards stuck together, so we got an extra card in here. But I do see, that she is someone who pays attention to details, definitely. And actually, she is. What I got here is the 8 of Pentacles. Actually, if you're going to get involved in investments, make sure that they are something that are valid, satisfying, successful, time-tested things. Do not do things that you don't have enough information on, get-rich-quick schemes. They're not going to work. They just don't. And actually, you're being encouraged to work on your skills. That's what this card wants you to do. At the same time, it's paired with the 5 of Wands, which is really interesting because basically you have to watch out for someone who's going to cheat you. And I think it's very significant that these 2 cards are together. A scheme, an investment, and somebody who either doesn't know what they're doing, doesn't have all the information, or they're following something else that they've been told. And I would say, you know what, slow down, do some investigation, really see if whoever you're going to be involved with is about to go bankrupt, say, in 4 months and knows it. That's something that I have seen happen before. I do see the outcome here, strength, And I do see that you're going to endure this, and I do see that you're going to do well with the decisions that you've made if they are sensible. I do see that you have an ability to face any problem you deal with. Okay, so I expect that if you keep doing what you're doing, this could work out calmly. But I do see that there is some doubt here in this present day investment. Really watch out for someone trying to fleece you or take your money. Okay, be informed and get professional, and also take advice only from people who have done it and have been successful at it and can show it. Okay, not just some other idea somebody's trying. Hey, let's try this. No, you need to do some research, really, because it all sounds great, but reality is a different thing. So that's the reading we have, Anita. Anne-Marie, what's your quickie?
Anita, what I have on you today, and I know that you're online, but hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to click on you just in case. Anita, can you hear us?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to tell you what comes up because we did readings without you asking a direct question. But that means that the dynamic for your life is going to come through. The first thing that comes up, Anita, says, be patient. You have to be patient. You have to be persistent. And you have to be disciplined in pursuing the goals that you have at this time, in whatever way or whatever they are. Your reading shows that the most important thing to you in the recent past was that you be respected. And you want to be able to love and respect, but you have to remember that the glitter from your eyes of anger or insecurity can be like the chicken that gets picked on in the flock. Make sure that you love and respect yourself if you want to be respected by the important people around you. You went through a time, Anita, in about 2 months ago, and I'm showing motivation, but it's upside down, which means that you went through a time where you felt tired, sick of trying, feeling as if you were caught in some kind of cog of dysfunction and stagnation. But now you want respect. Now you want to be patient as well, and have no doubt that you will eventually get what you want and achieve the success in whatever you're trying to do, as long as you do not doubt yourself. This is a wonderful time for you, Anita, to be ambitious. So don't procrastinate. Don't waste time being negative. If you want to get something done and you have a plan, no matter what it is, based on family, work, or your own goals, whatever it is in the next 2 months, be ambitious, don't procrastinate. And right now, the only thing is honor and respect yourself, Anita. Because when you do, the look from your eyes is going to have confidence. And if you don't, it's going to be insecure. And you know what happens when people look at others with insecurity? The chicken pack attacks. And pretty soon the chickens peck and peck and peck and peck. So time to take your bitch pill, time to get a backbone, and time to do what you know you need to do. All right, honey bunny. We've got one more from Chris, and we'll give Chris an angel reading. Hello, Chris. How are you?
I don't.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Chris.
Chris, we're going to give you just short. We only have 4 minutes left, and we also have another person, Melissa. Chris, we're going to give you short angel readings, okay, babe? Is that all right?
Thank
Okay,
y'all.
so
Thank y'all.
Joseph, what is a short reading that you can give Chris at this time?
Okay.
A 3-card reading.
Okay, that's a good idea. Oh, shoot. Okay. I messed up.
Oh, wait.
That's all right. Sticky card. I don't know, man. Oh, look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Actually, yay. That is the present day, actually, but it's upside down. So, what it is that I see that you can't move forward on something. It's like you want to do something, you can't move forward. And actually, something from the past is kind of in your way. It kind of caught up with you, or maybe it's not happening because somebody's mad at you and they decided, no, that ain't happening. So these are stumbling blocks. So basically, setbacks in what you want to do. And so actually, basically the card is saying, you can get through this. You need to be strong. That's what you need to be. You
And I'm going
need
to
to be
add,
strong.
Joseph,
Yeah.
we have 3 minutes, so I'm going to add my 3 cents
Yeah.
worth.
Okay. You can work it out.
Chris, I have the card of motivation. So that goes along with your card, Joseph. That says at this particular time, it's really important that if you need people in your life right now, Chris, if you have something you're trying to let people know about the way you're living or the way that you want to be living, you need to be motivated and speak out. Nobody can read your mind, babe. You have to speak up. Speak up to the right people, especially concerning a way to work or improve your finances or to have people help you. And then what I also see is be patient. Just like Anita, you need to be patient. Your angel reading says you will get what you want. You will get where you're going. But remember, stay motivated, speak out, tell people what you need. Don't expect them to read your mind, hon, and make sure that you are patient. Okay? That's what I see. All right?
Yeah. People care, but they're dunce. You got to spell it out.
Care about you, Chris, but sometimes you have to speak up. That's what we
They
have,
do
Dave,
care.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless.
Don't forget that. They care. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
have 2 minutes, and we have Melissa. Hello, it's been a
Okay.
while. So nice to get the chance to listen in. May I ask for a reading about my career? Do you see any new jobs, or will the current job get any better? Let's do yes or no's, 3-card yes or no.
Okay.
We only have 1 minute.
Well, basically, the situation. I do see it's just something that it is not going to work. I'd say keep trying elsewhere. Keep doing what you're doing to get out, and because really, it's that just that place is just not going to do. Yeah. Okay, Anne Marie.
I have the same thing, hon. Melissa, it does not look at this particular time that you will get a return on any of the job applications or the job changes that you've been searching. Don't give up, because I see by the first of the year that you will get what you need. So whatever it is, hang in there, honey. My feeling is God is with you. We send blessings, we send light, and you can get a wonderful pendulum at Etsy. And remember, have flowers. Flowers are beautiful, and this is a great time to comb the ditches and find those wonderful wildflowers. Remember, they all have a message.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is a